Well, howdy folks. I just played that without the use of tablature. I just kind of memorized that lick or learned it a long time ago. So tablature, to use or not to use. When I give workshops, and there are 5 to 15 or 20 or 30 people, it's really handy to have tablature. You can just hand it out to people and everyone's on the same page. And tablature is a great learning aid through books, and I've got the Tony Trischka School of Banjo here at ArtistWorks, and almost every single lesson that I have on, unless it's more of a conceptual thing, has tablature along with it. However, there's also the other level where I describe every tune note by note, so you could theoretically just do it without the tablature. A good friend of mine, Murphy Henry, wonderful banjo player, and she has a wonderful teaching method where she teaches without tablature. And generally without tablature, you'll tend to kind of osmose the tune a little more easily. Generally, if I'm working up a tune, I will write it out so I don't have to get to the end and try to remember what I did earlier. But in learning a tune in general, I try to get off the tablature as quickly as possible. I'll play it just over and over and over again until it's just in my fingers. I had one student who came to me when I was doing one-on-one lessons many years ago, and he came to me and said, we were talking, I said, how many tunes do you know? And he said, I know 50 tunes. Really? Could you play me one? It was our first lesson. He said, well, I don't have the tablature. I can't play. He couldn't play a single tune unless he had the tablature in front of him, and he knew 50 tunes. So I do recommend that you get off book, as they say, and just be able to play tunes without the tablature, have them memorized. But it's also nice to have the tablature as a memory aid, so you can keep a notebook and have the tabs there to refer to in alphabetical order. But you don't want to be a tab junkie. That's something to avoid at all costs. So sometimes just looking at the tablature without even having the banjo in your hands, you can start recognizing certain rolls. Like the forward roll goes at a diagonal like this, a backward roll in the opposite direction. You can just notice it's thumb, index, middle for a forward roll, middle, index, thumb, look behind the notes. But you can see beneath the notes, but you can just see the angle. One angle is the backward roll, another angle is the forward roll. And so I think that's another way to help you memorize. You can just look at it, okay, with this measure, might be a forward, backward roll. And you see it going forward, then you see it going backward. So a lot of times, recognizing patterns just by looking at, without even playing it, you can see, okay, that's obviously a forward roll, that's a backward roll. And if you start memorizing rolls, which is what you'll find all the time in Scruggs style, it'll become a little more easy to remember a tune. Fiddle tunes in the melodic style are a little bit harder because they don't have all the standard rolls. Sometimes they do, but usually not. That Scruggs style has, for instance. So anyway, come to the Tony Trischka School of Banjo, easy for me to say. And you can check this out. We got the tablature, we got it without tablature. You can learn it either way, but I would try to, maybe get started with the tune and tablature and then see what you can do without it. And also just try to find simple melodies if you're not arranging tunes on your own. Just experiment, find sounds, or take some tune that you like, and if you can't do rolls and make it up out of your head, just find the simple melody of it. So you have one part of your practice time devoted to not using tablature, not learning off tablature. All right, so we'll see you soon. Take care.